Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got game 1 of a best of 3. It is from the Zotac Cup and it is between dKiLLeR, who is the orange Zerg in the right position, and FXOTree, who is the teal Terran in the left. That means this is a ZVT, and basically that means a lot of fun. The map, Antigua Shipyards, and I believe it's forced cross-spawn, mainly because this Overlord is going to the cross-spawn position, and there's also the supply depot. I'll be honest, I forgot to check the map before I started, and that was just poor of me. I'm sorry guys, I really hope you can forgive me. Have a heart to try and make it feel better. So, anyway, what can we expect from these two players? Well, let's firstly look at it from the Terran perspective. I reckon Tree on this map is going to go for a 1 Rax build. It won't be a command center first because this is just too open to defend easily. And then, I mean, there's two options. I mean, I am very much in favour of a 1 Rax command center build. I think it's amazing against Zerg at the moment. And on the one hand, yes, there's a really long distance between these two players. But on the other hand, is it that safe? But, I mean, this barracks coming down here is an interesting move. We'll can't wait to see what that's done. Could be used when the command center comes down, just to add as a little bit of walling off. Alternatively, it's trying to be sneaky, and everyone loves sneaky stuff, don't they? It's just brilliant. So, looking up at KiLLeR's base, obviously KiLLeR, he is going to go for that 15 hatch, which is the standard. If you don't go for a 15 hatch against Terran, you're clearly smoking something, or you have a damn good strategy and have a lot of hope. Now, obviously, the issue here is if we switch to the vision of KiLLeR, he can't see anything going on. This will panic him unless he finds this Rax. He's basically going to be thinking, well, this is either a command center first build where the command center is really late, or something weird's going on. And now the SCV will get spotted. Did dKiLLeR see that? No, he didn't. See, so now the panic is going to be, is it a proxy 2 Rax? Which, of course, is a big worry. I mean, you do get players who are scared of that, or alternatively, it could just be a, well, nothing bad's going to happen, I haven't seen anything. But either way, we've got these Overlords looking around at the usual suspect spots. We've got this drone just having a poke around at places that it could be up at. And now this SCV will get spotted, and this will probably really confuse KiLLeR, because if the SCV was proxy 2 Rax, he would have already headed down, but it was a 1 Rax command center build, and this is brilliant because basically KiLLeR is going to be a bit confused. He didn't see the command center, he didn't see the Rax, so he's going to be a bit like, what the hell is going on? And when nothing happens, basically there's going to be a moment of panic, probably about, wait for it, now. And we may even see a spine crawler thrown down just to be on the safe side, thinking, oh my god, 4 minutes. Could have some pressure coming in now, we could have some Marines, we could have a bunker being built. Which, to be fair, is a good rational thought, because, let's face it, we didn't see anything in the Terran's base. Now, Tree, on the other hand, he's going for a 1 Rax command center build, because everyone who plays Terran knows that if you want to beat a Zerg player, make Marines and command centers. It works really well actually, so I really am a fan of getting this third command center quickly, ultimately because holding this position isn't too hard as Terran. You just lob some tanks up here, also lob some tanks up here, and then you're like, well, come at me bro, because if these rocks will never get taken down as long as you've got vision, and you've also got good places. So the Queens are out, and at this point hopefully KiLLeR is a bit more confident in what he's doing. He should realise that there isn't pressure coming, because it would have hit about a minute ago at least. So to be honest, he'll be fine. He has just got those 2 Zerglings out, keeping an eye on what's coming. This SCV and 3 Marines won't be super scary. We may see possibly a couple more Zerglings chucked down just because a bunker's coming down to contain. But once that Roach one comes down, a couple of Roaches out here will just be incredibly useful, because they'll really clean up small numbers of Marines easily, they'll deal with a bunker easily, and everything will be hunky-dory. Meanwhile, we've got the follow-up of Reactor Hellions coming out from Tree, so it was command center, Rax command center into Reactor Hellions, which, again, it's a standard, it's a staple of the Terran strategy, because basically, while Hellions may not be able to get in the base so easily anymore, if they do, fantastic, you've got roasted drone for lunch and you win. If they don't get in the base, well, you've contained your opponent, and this seems to be the aim of Tree right now, is to contain, this bunk here stops that third base coming down easy. It stops killer moving out easily. The Hellions as well will really stop creep spread or any Zergling movements. But of course, what Tree isn't counting on is there being roaches. The roaches are going to be a pain to deal with, like epically, because the roaches really counter Hellions super effectively. They're also going to destroy this bunker incredibly easily, but killer doesn't want to go in too soon. You want the backup of the additional roaches. They're there to basically soak up quite a lot of the fire. The Zerglings coming in as well now. Could see a little bit of micro down here, may have been good. A salvage trying to go off on that bunker doesn't go down though, so it does get taken out, which means no resources returned. And now the Hellions are suddenly like, oh god, there's roaches. No guys, we're just going to go the side way. We don't want to get caught out by this. But obviously these roaches and Zerglings are coming in for a really big timing push actually. And this natural base is suddenly looking to be a problem. And of course, this is the downside. If you do go for that one Rax command center build or the more economy focused build as a Terran, is if your opponent doesn't feel comfortable taking a quick third, they're just going to come and try and kill you, and you have to be ready to deal with that. And this is really the only option Tree has got, is to just put all the SCVs ready to repair and pray there aren't banelings. But Roach baneling with Zergling support as well is just going to decimate this, and I don't see how Tree is going to be able to hold. He's going to take really big damage. More bunkers are getting thrown down. There is a tank up on the high ground, but siege mode isn't anywhere near finished. And now the roaches are coming from behind. In come the banelings. They pick off that bunker incredibly quickly. The supply depot was down. Oh no. And now that supply depot was down, this is all over, and Tree will GG any second. I don't see him being able to do anything, although he does put the supply depot up. That's always good. And actually Tree managing to hold on just at the moment. Some repairs trying to go off on that supply depot, but it doesn't work. That means more SCVs are going to get killed. 8 already down, and just constant reinforcement of speedlings right here, which basically resupply very, very quickly. That tank doing a great job of dealing with the roaches though, but I mean, everything of this natural base is getting decimated. There's so many Zerglings here. The tank won't do well against the Zerglings, but the Zerglings will do very, very well indeed against SCVs and tanks. So we're just going to watch this number climb high. 26 workers killed already. If we look at the work count, 19 to 35 in favour of killer. And basically, these Zerglings are killing everything. I'm surprised this command centre hasn't been lifted yet. Obviously, siege mode is now done. That supply depot is getting rebuilt. But tanks are going to have to move forward if they want to do more. There is a lot of bunkers there, but the natural base has been lost, and a third is being taken here by killer. So, to be honest, this is one of these situations where if you were in Tree's position, you may think, great, I've held the pressure, I'm going to be okay. In reality, you've lost so much stuff that your opponent is going to have to actively work on losing for you to win this game. They're just very, very tough. These Zerglings as well being an absolute nightmare. They're going to manage to pick up another tank, and of course, if you keep the tank numbers lower, they become really easy to deal with. We do have the gases being taken, but just look at this, almost double the worker count there for killer, and even once you factor in mules, it's not looking good. So, I mean, how does killer follow up from this? Well, he's teching, he's expanding, and he's droning, which is precisely what he should be doing. He knows from what he's seen with those attacks that his opponent is really on the ropes. He doesn't have much stuff. If you don't have much stuff, then basically you can afford to go for that tech route and the expansion, get your economy set up, get your tech set up, because your opponent can't keep up with both and the army. So everything's looking good from killer's side right now. He's getting the spire down. I think mutas are an okay choice. I mean, there's a lot of dead space around here to get through. The natural base is less easy to get into. While there is some dead space here, it can be a bit difficult getting into it, and you do get trapped there. But we now have a big stream of Zerglings coming across. We've got so many workers out, 57 to 38 now, and basically Tree is going to have a tough time holding this. We should see these Zerglings come and do some kind of harassment. We may see banelings. The 1-1 upgrades are on the way out. Maybe just waiting for the mutalisks. I mean, yes, there is quite a few marines, and this is usually a great timing push by Tree. The 2/3 tank with quite a few marines, but to be honest, I'm not sure I like it in this situation. Tree, I can see the logic behind it, that he knows he's behind and he's got to do some damage, but to be honest, killer is going to be able to easily cope with this. And you may think, why is Tree going such a long way around? He's avoiding this watchtower, which he's almost certain killer will hold. and doesn't basically want the push getting detected, because that would allow killer to flood with a load of units and defend. But what we do have is a lot of Mutalisks coming out. No Banelings morphed in yet, but of course the second this is spotted, we'll just see a flood of units. More Zerglings coming out. Here we go with a lot more Zerglings. I don't know if it was spotted by anything, but to be honest, I mean, while these bunkers are coming down, it's a very good defensive position out of Tree. He's going to be able to hold this for ages, but if he takes out the rocks, it kind of defeats the objective, kind of corner himself in. But in come a lot of Zerglings now. The Mutas are there as well, and basically the focus will be the Mutas on the tanks, the Zerglings soaking up the marine fire ideally. A lot of Banelings coming in. You need to be careful though, killer. You're ahead, but don't throw away units. You're not going to be able to engage that too well. Be careful of the tanks as well. Basically picking them off as best you can. The bunkers are now done, and this is going to be a lot harder to deal with now, but of course just so many Banelings there. We do have the Mutas trying to get a couple of hits off on these bunkers, getting some nice splash as well, so that's pretty damn nice. And now what we may actually see killer do is, is he going to go around and try and get a flank, or is he just going to go and kill his opponent? Both are very, very viable options, but it looks like I just don't know right now. I don't know. I don't think killer knows, to be honest. It does look like he's gearing up for a surround, but we'll wait and see. So far, just a single Zergling being thrown in time to force the tanks to splash their own units. We do have the 2-2 upgrades coming out. We've got a lot more Zerglings, and to be honest, these units will prevent reinforcements, but you need to start dealing with it somewhere. Now, of course, only the 3 tanks there anymore. Missile turrets are down. We do have the 6 Marines in the bunker, but to be honest, this can get dealt with very, very quickly. Now, here we go. It looks like killer is gearing up for a complete surround. The third base is down, of course, behind this, and a lot of Marines and more tanks coming in right now. But we do have a couple of Banelings getting wasted. A great scan will see everything, and that is the cue for killer to go. He gets a complete surround on these tanks, and he's basically going to be able to decimate this pretty damn quickly. The Zerglings engaging the tanks brilliantly. The Banelings not getting wasted. And, well, this force still moving forward, I am very surprised at, because to be honest, this could get taken out very, very quickly, and that is exactly what's going to happen. The siege was a bit late. The Zerglings not quite able to get a complete surround, but they pick off the tanks very, very quickly. And one Baneling hit goes down, and everything else is cleaned up. So, I mean, looking at the loss tab, over, well, 1,200 more resources lost for Tree compared to killer. Killer now morphing in 23 Banelings, because do you know what really wins games? Just having more Banelings than your opponent has other units. It works so well. And I think this may be it for Tree. He's pretty much at half the supply, just over, of killer, and killer's just getting so many Banelings in right now. He's just going to go and roll his opponent, literally. Is speed done? Are they going to be rolling? Yes, they will be rolling. So everyone loves some rolling Banelings. They're just going to come literally just a move, and you'll win. Those Mutas aren't going to be able to do too much though, because there's a missile turret there. But here we go. We've got some fun waiting to happen. Basically, Tree, you're going to have to do a miracle defend right now if you want to stay into this game. All of the SCVs getting pulled back because he knows that third base is going to get taken down. But the timing may be just a little bit wrong, and now in come everything from killer, and he's basically surrounding those tanks perfectly. His Baneling and Zergling control is amazing. The Baneling's going straight for the middle line, and that is just not fun. 64 workers killed, and the GG right there from Tree. So guys, that was game 1. If you did enjoy it, please thumbs up or like the video. Leave a cool comment below about the cast, the game, or the players, and most importantly, subscribe, because I get new top level games up every single day. But in the meantime, please flick over to my channel, and I will see you at game 2 of this best of 3 in any second. Thank you very much for watching, and catch you in a minute.